died in their romances, in their marriages. And so what I do is I try to teach men on how to keep that spark alive, how to keep it hot in the bedroom.
Do you teach the men, or you need to teach the women?
I teach the men, because one of the things with men is we have to. Well, what I do is I try to challenge men. I think all things that happen with marriage, all marriages that fail, or the success of a marriage, is dependent upon the leadership of a man.
Can you say that one more time?
All marriages that fail, or all marriages that are successful, are dependent on the leadership of the man.
Okay.
Men get mad when I say that. But what I say to men who get mad about that, what I say is, how many times a woman has left you? So you got to think about it like that. Men always leave. We bounce. We decide, you know what, this is not working, I'm out. A woman will stay. A woman will stay, try to figure it out. What can we do differently? What can we work on? And so what I talk to about men when I say, why are you cheating? I try to challenge men to figure out what it is that they want. Because a lot of men don't know what they want. We, as a single brother, we just run around doing what we do, taking things. It never comes to mind what I need, what I want long term. I just go take, I'm unhappy here or whatever, or something not right here, I just go over here. I just keep it moving. And so what I do is I challenge men to say, hey, what do you want? What are you looking for? What do you need in a woman? And so once you figure out that down very specific. So I go to brother and said, how much do you want? How much activity do you want in the bedroom? How often do you need her to be a freak? What do you need? Challenge her. Right, you know what I'm saying? So you can go to your wife and say, hey, so you have, one of the things I found out too was, a lot of wives don't have a level of expectation. So I get a lot of women come to me, and my husband cheated on me, and the first thing I say to him is he happy in the bedroom? And they always say, well, I don't know. Well, why don't you know? You know, and so I go to men and I say, you need to tell your wife how often you want it.
But is a man really going to be honest about that? If a woman goes to a man and says, you know, are you happy in the bedroom? 9 times out of 10, I believe that a brother's going to lie and say, yes, I am, because they don't want to hurt the woman's feelings.
And that's why I say I'm challenging men to say what you want. You know, so like even for example with Tiger. If Tiger, you know, he run around town wilding out, you know, with the country, the world, whatever. And so, you know, okay, we got to say the whole world with Tiger. And so it sounded like to me when I read a lot of the manuscripts, a lot of the text messages, things like that, it sounded like he had this perfect model trophy wife at the crib, but he needed a freak. And so he should have went home and said to the wife, yo, I need you to step up your freak game. We need to get some help here, try to figure out what we can do to make the bedroom more exciting.
Hold on, how do we step up our freak game? What are we supposed to do?
Hold on, we're going to get back to that. Matter of fact, see, that's a good question right now. We're going to answer that question, and we're talking to Stephen James Dixon. Men Don't Heal, We Hold, the author, Why Men Cheat, and we finding out about it right here on the playground. You keep it locked. K104, we back. All right, Stephen James Dixon is hanging out on the playground, and you asked a very important question.
About you talking about women, we need to step up our freak game. So here's my question. If I'm out there and I say before I met you, I've had several guys because I was trying to step up my freak game. So when I get married, we got it going. And then men want to say, well, no, she's been around the block too much. So how do I step up my freak game within the marriage?
Well, I think that's a misnomer or a misunderstanding. I don't necessarily feel that men are concerned about how often you were freaky or whatever. We don't want to know that.
No, we don't want to keep that to yourself.
Keep that to yourself. If you good in the bedroom and you doing your thing, a grown man is just caring about how he's pleased in that bedroom. The way you step up your free game. One of the things I wrote about in the book was at least twice a year, a woman needs to blow her man's mind. Like once every 6 months or something, take a whole day off work.
Oh Lord!
Get the perfume, get the lingerie, and just be creative. Just do it. It's about planning. You know, when the purpose here is to blow his mind. He walk in the door 5:30, and you just snatch him up and throw him on the bar, or throw him on the ironing board, drop popping it off on the ironing board, on the nightstand, whatever. You have to plan.
See, he said something right there because we need a little spontaneity. That routine gets glory. If we know, all right, here it is, right before Jimmy Kimmel.
Right.
And that's
right after you get finished watching
my
the
whole
TV
thing
show.
is you can't. I just feel like you can't put everything on the woman. Like men lose their spontaneity as well. Not to mention, we've all heard the saying. They say, I don't care how great a woman is in the bedroom. If a man's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat. And not to mention, they always say, ain't nothing like stuff.
New stuff.
Like
What's
new
stuff.
Stuff.
That's why you got to reinvent it.
And not just that. It's great to ask that because the next thing I teach men is about valuing what they have. A lot of men, as we're going through relationships, we're single, we're dating, we don't put a lot of value in relationships. We break up, we move on, all that type of thing. So when we get married, we need to understand that. One of the things I go around the country telling people is we need to restore marriage. It's an institution that we should respect. You know, so when your homegirl is married and she having problems, you can't give her advice as if you married or whatever. You can't. We got to stop telling men, stop having single men or single women be involved in what they think on marriages. Single people need to tell married people you need to stay. Figure that out. Work on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, we need husbands to understand that you're not a boyfriend. you're a husband now. It's something about that title. It's unique. It's different. You're not a boyfriend. And so it's about having that value for what you are in your marriage.
Okay, so, Stephen James Dixon, the author of Men Don't Heal, We Hoe, which I just like the title. I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm engaged now, right?
I heard.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. So, will you do some counseling? Do you counsel couples, and can you help us? Really?
All day. I'm glad you said that too, because I always say to people, just email me, StephenJamesDixon@relationshipbeats.com. Every day, I'm fielding emails, taking calls. I was on a call this morning on the way here. I just called people all over the country. Yesterday, I was talking to someone in Oakland. She had her cousin call me. Her cousin called me on the same line from San Francisco.
Really?
And so I'm talking to 2 women about different problems. One was single, cheating on. One had a husband, whose husband left, or blah, blah, blah. Just all day. And the reason why I do that is because it keeps me fresh.
Okay.
It keeps me known, to the street. Instead of being in some room doing some clinical studying, reevaluation, I talk to real people every day with real problems. So definitely reach out.
So
Okay,
have you
good.
ever
Thank
gotten
you.
a crazy question that you really didn't have the answer to?
Yeah, people come to me for anything. Like my husband one time locked me in the trunk, and I'm like, that's not really for me, but we need to get the authorities involved.
Depends what kind of car. If you had a big enough car.
If it was a nice ride, maybe,
Escalator or something.
It's cheeky.
You know what I'm saying? No, that's not for me. I said, you got to get the authorities involved. I don't think there's nothing I can do to help that.
Right.
He's definitely emotionally unstable, the
Right.
subtitle of the book, but you might need to keep it moving.
All right. Men don't heal, we hoe.
hoe. I
Big
love
ups
it.
to my man Stephen James Dixon in the building. Look out for his book. Definitely read it. I appreciate you hanging out with us,
Yeah,
man.
man.
All right, matter of fact, hey, why do men cheat? Y'all got the answer. Maybe you listening right now. Y'all call us 214-787-1104.